Hello, my name is Tracy Allen, and I want to welcome you to Cooking with Some Friends. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cooking with Some Friends. I gotta shut my turntable here. I am doing different state recipes, and we love chocolate chip cookies, but to make it a Georgian chocolate chip cookie, we're going to add pecans to this. So they're pecan chocolate chip cookies. And since Georgia ranks #1 in the U.S., really, and the U.S. ranks #1 in the world of production or growth of pecans, it's only fitting that, or not surprising, that you'd find pecans in most of their dessert recipes. So anyway, I'm going to start with my dry ingredients, and I'm doubling the recipe because the original recipe only makes about 6 large cookies. And we're going to one of my granddaughter's sporting events tonight, and I'm going to take her some cookies. So I want some for here at home too. So I'm doubling the recipe. So if you just want the 6 large cookies, stick with the recipe that's posted. If you want to share those, then go ahead and double. So in my bowl, I have 2 2/3 cups of flour, and to that I'm going to add my baking soda, which is my leavening agent. So I have 1.5 teaspoons of that, and I'm going to add about a teaspoon of salt, and then some cornstarch if my eggs don't roll away. I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. I just want to mix those to get everything incorporated together. Now, I did go ahead, since it calls for the pecans, I toasted those for about 5 minutes, just until they were aromatic. And so I toasted my 2 cups of pecans ahead of time so they'd have a chance to cool. And so now that the dry ingredients are mixed, I'm going to set those aside. And in my bowl, what I'm going to cream, I have 1 cup of softened butter. I wanted to double check something. And then I have 2/3 cup of granulated sugar that I'm going to cream with that. And I'm going to also add in 2/3 cup of brown sugar. And really, anytime you work with brown sugar, make sure you pack it well, just to make sure you get an accurate measurement. Rinse that brown sugar off my fingers. Set that aside. So I want to cream these together, and once that's done, I'm going to add in my vanilla and my 2 eggs. My vanilla, I have 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon, since I'm doubling, and I have 2 eggs. And I'm going to just do those one at a time. Now that that's well incorporated, I'm going to take that dry mixture and I'm going to add it in about 3 additions. And I want to mix that in well, but not over mix. to put in my cookie dough before I cover it, and I'm going to refrigerate this for an hour before I put them on the cookie sheet to bake. But the last things I want to put in are 2 cups of chocolate chips, and I use semi-sweet chocolate chips unless it specifically calls for something else. You're going to hear my doorbell go off, I think. My husband's working out in the back. There it went. Out in the backyard, and so our Ring doorbell goes off every time he approaches. And I have my toasted pecans, which I have 2 cups of those, and I just want to stir those in just until they're combined. Okay, now I'm going to cover and refrigerate for 1 hour. Okay, our cookies are done baking, the first batch, and I've got the rest of my cookies waiting. I separated them into about 12 to 14 equal-sized balls, put them in my 350-degree oven, and it really takes, in my oven, it's a little bit, it's off just a little bit. It took my cookies about 15 minutes, but I'm gonna let them cool completely on the tray, and then we're gonna take these to my granddaughter, and I'm gonna put these back in the refrigerator, and I'll bake them when I get back home. Hello, Allie and Janine are still with me, and we're going to do a recipe for blueberry bread on Cooking with Some Friends. And I'm going to walk them through it, so I get to go behind the camera again. Okay, so you're going to take the 2 cups of flour, and whisk it with the baking soda, baking powder, and salt. So baking soda, you need a teaspoon. I think I put a measuring spoon there, but you can use that one.
Oh, okay. Oh, here are the others.
A teaspoon of soda, and that's in the bag. I will never buy another bag of baking soda.
Oh yes, we're at the edge to cut it off.
I know, it's just a pain. And a teaspoon of baking powder. So Allie, with your science, which one takes an acid?
That one?
Very good.
Yes. And because what you just learned, what's your ratio if you have to substitute?
3 to 1.
There you go.
There you go. Super. And a half teaspoon of salt.
Yeah, measured in
My
hand.
hands.
Okay, so put it out there so you can see.
She's doing a visual.
A little bit more. There you go.
Very good. And then you're just going to whisk those together.
Now I see you have 2 ovens so that you can cook 2
I
things
know.
at
I
once.
love my double oven. And that's been replaced too because the one I originally had the ovens went out. So okay, set that aside. And you're going to cream a half a cup of butter with a half a cup of sugar and a 1/4 cup of brown sugar.
Do you want to?
Do you know what this is for? In her brown sugar?
It's the same with marshmallows.
I didn't know that. Okay.
I don't know
You can
what
take
that
those out
is.
and get them on your way if you need to.
It keeps it from getting hard.
Yeah, keeps the brown sugar soft. They're marshmallows.
Oh,
and the other one is
that-
a little
oh.
terracotta.
Huh.
And I assume, pressed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You said a
Half cup.
So
half
glad
cup of
I
sugar.
learned that about.
1/4 cup of brown sugar. Yep.
And you can put cinnamon sticks in that sugar and it'll do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You guys just know.
Yep.
And
A little
rice
bit more.
and rice and salt.
Yes, rice and salt keeps it from getting.
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and beat those together for about 2 minutes. Okay, so she's been working with the wet ingredients for about 2 minutes. Now she's going to add the eggs one at a time.
Still mixing. I'm assuming.
Yep, go ahead. And there's 2 eggs, and they're at room temperature.
So what's the difference of having a room temperature versus cold make?
It just, with the other ingredients, it just,
Mixes
yeah.
Or like adding the cold to the butter, I suppose, might make it chunk
yeah.
a little bit.
Okay. And then she's going to add in the sour cream and the vanilla. And we have a half cup of sour cream, and it also is at room temperature. And 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. And it's kind of funny when I would teach, it was like, you don't measure over the bowl, but I do it wrong. Because if I have to go from point A to point B,
yes, you didn't spill it.
Yeah.
or there are times when it calls for 1.5 teaspoons, that it actually gets closer to 2 teaspoons. So I get it.
But if it's vanilla, who cares?
And especially homemade vanilla, because it is so good.
Yeah. Is it easy to make?
It's super easy. Go check out Pecan soda. Okay, so now alternately that with the milk. Yep. So she's going to add her dry ingredients alternately with the 1/3 cup of milk.
This is like a good batter too. All right, is everything good?
Yeah.
This also has to be in at 350, and it needs to bake for 60 to 65 minutes in a 9x5 loaf pan. That's what we're talking.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so now you can turn your mixer off, and you're going to fold in 1.5 cups of fresh blueberries.
Okay. She's not quite mixed yet.
Oh, okay.
So,
Go ahead. I
yeah.
couldn't see it.
Probably floated okay.
A lot of times, recipes will tell you to leave a little flour because it sticks to the blueberries and they don't all go to clump together.
Oh, really? I've never heard that before. Cool.
You're going to be a pro at using my mixer.
Yeah.
I'm not going to know how to do it. So go ahead and fold your blueberries in.
Pull them off.
All of them at the same time?
Yeah,
Okay.
just fold them in. When she gets done with this, we're going to put this in our 9x5, and then we're going to make a crumb topping that goes over the top. And the crumb topping just has 1/4 cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And then it'll be ready to put in and bake. Thanks for joining us for this session of Cooking with Some Friends. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And find us on Facebook at Cooking with Some Friends.